Welcome back to the channel, my fellow card, basketball, sports ball enthusiasts. We are receiving some news in the last couple days that there will be a Last Dance-like documentary for none other than Magic Johnson. I learned this first from my Discord. My friend Jamstar Card Collector posted this article here, and I'll put his YouTube channel in the description. He has maybe the biggest collection of anyone I've seen, definitely on my Discord, where we gather and talk about sports and habits and productivity and stuff. I wanted to go over my thoughts on why this is going to be another kind of important sports piece of history. Also, what the general strategy I think should be if you're planning on buying cards and stuff based around this thing that might happen, what cards to buy, what you need to keep in mind if you're going to be doing that, and one special piece of news related to this documentary at the end of the video as well. So let's get into it. So first of all, Magic Johnson is undeniably on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, right? He's synonymous with basketball. As basketball grows, he will grow. As Gary Vee says, he's a comic book. He doesn't get hurt anymore. There's no his story is written, and it's a good one. It's one of the best ones that there is. He was 3-time MVP, 5-time champion, 12-time All-Star. If you know NBA basketball, you know Magic Johnson, right? So these in general are the types of cards that are just a good long-term investment anyway, right? And the type of card as well that, because the rookie card, right, is going to be so expensive, all of the other cards, second year, third year, alternate, fourth year, fifth year, as we saw with Michael Jordan, every Michael Jordan card is crazy expensive, right? It's going to be the same with Magic Johnson. It's going to be the same with these guys that are on the Mount Rushmore of basketball itself. And especially when a documentary like this comes and shines direct spotlight for a period of time on those guys, it's going to affect the market. We saw it happen to the Jordan documentary, and I would not be surprised if the same thing happens again here. But something about Magic Johnson as well that is similar to Jordan, he kind of transcended basketball and even transcended sports in general. He was a really important character, not only in the story of sports, right, but he was an important human being in general. He was at the center of the whole AIDS issue in 1991 is when he announced that he tested positive, and he was the face of it, right? We didn't know what this disease was, what it meant for humanity. Is it contagious? Could he play? Could he sweat on people? What was going to happen? Nobody knew, and he was kind of the first high profile celebrity, I guess, to have this new crazy disease that we didn't know about. We didn't know what it meant for humanity, and he was the face of it. So that, and being the face of the NBA of basketball for those however many years, the fact that he played for LA, the most famous team, the most popular team, is going to do a lot. It's going to make it so that this documentary once again is going to be a cultural event if they market it right, if the hype is there, if maybe a few things fall into place. Maybe not necessarily everyone's stuck at home and can't do anything, but I definitely think it has a chance to be a really popular documentary. One thing about the documentary is that it just says granted unprecedented access. The film crew was just granted access. So I don't know if they're following Magic Johnson now. I'd be interested what his day-to-day life is like now, but I don't know if it's going to be as fly on the wall as the Last Dance was in terms of locker room footage and stuff like that. So like I said, with a thing like that, it's going to affect the card market, right? So as the NBA grows, cards grow, the market grows, card prices go up. So the thing is, you want to get the most out of your cards. So my idea for this would be to make sure that you grade the cards well ahead of time. If you want, I don't even know when this documentary is coming out. I think 2021. I'll have the articles linked below that I used to research this as well. 2021, I think, is what the articles were saying is going to be when this would come out. You got to be sending in cards today if you want them back in time. Dude, every PSA takes forever, BGS takes forever, and now SGC is starting to take even longer too. Yeah, get ahead of it. Get this done soon, because definitely the biggest ROI you can get is by buying cards raw, cheaper, sending them in to be graded, and obviously if it comes back at 9 or 10, you're going to be getting the biggest ROI. So who to buy? So obviously Magic's cards, right, are going to be the main ones you want to focus on. Obviously, Kareem, his card's one of the most expensive cards in existence already. Magic won a championship with Kareem, Magic's rookie year. Other players I could see going up in relation to this, like Larry Bird, people on those Celtics teams, James Worthy, like teammates of Magic Johnson, and basically anyone who can have a little 10-minute section of them on the documentary. You know, like Steve Kerr had a little segment on him that kind of boosted his cards a bit. Scottie Pippen had an episode. Dennis Rodman had an episode. Like, you know, who are the other guys that were main characters in Magic's story? You know, like Kareem, Larry Bird, other, you know, big players on the Celtics and the Lakers too. Just like, yeah, players whose stories are interwoven with Magic's, you know? Yeah, so also in these articles here, the Magic confirmed that there was I don't know if it was the whole like unprecedented access film crew like The Last Dance, but he did say that there was going to be a documentary about Kobe's final season. It would be really cool if it did come out that there were people following him. That would be sweet to see as well. Then you think of all the people that are involved in that story too. You know, like the Jazz players like Gordon Hayward in that final game of Kobe's, and yeah, just everyone on that like farewell tour of his. But yeah, just kind of some thoughts off the top of my head and some little notes I wrote down. What do you guys think? Who else deserves a documentary? What cards do you think will go up if something like this were to come out? You know, I was born in the 90s. I didn't watch Magic Johnson. I don't know as much about what happened, what was going on in the NBA, you know, when he played. So maybe some of you guys do. Share some stories in the comments. Yeah, what are your predictions? I will see you guys in the next episode of this show, the Josh channel. Take it easy, guys.